All right, everyone, Nate and Beth stopping on by to continue our reviews of Friday the 13th, the series. In this case,
We just got done watching season 3, episode number 12, Epitaph for a Lonely Soul.
pretty scary. I don't know what the hell we guessed.
I guessed a mirror.
I can never remember the next week, the following week, the
I
week
guessed
later.
a cursed mirror.
I mean, I didn't remember when I got it right, but when I get it wrong, I can't always remember. I don't think did I guess anything?
No.
So this episode was kind of interesting. It was kind of different in that it didn't have a whole hell of a lot of like on-screen killage and
It
stuff.
was
But
more drama.
it was a drama episode, but it did have a nice, decent amount of gore, which was fun and
For
surprising.
TV, yeah.
Surprising amount of gore for TV and some reanimator vibes going on in this episode. So
Well, it opens up at a funeral chapel with him. Funeral chapel,
home?
funeral home. It's all kind of the same wrap up deal. And the undertaker was giving last little fluffs and took a picture of this woman.
Probably some model. I want to say that this chick appeared in an earlier episode, possibly as like a lesser character when there was some episode about some model and she was a background person or
Oh,
something.
she might have been in that episode.
Yeah, I kind of recognize her face. Anyway,
Okay. Well, it was shot in the mortuary chapel, and the husband of the dead woman comes in. And husband. They were married.
He said fiance, but
Okay, fiance, husband, whatever. They're attached.
20-something couple.
Yeah. She was 25 when she died of a heart murmur because she was born with it. Anyway, long story short.
Too late.
He's all grieving over his wife, and cut that scene. You go to the scene where he's bringing in a new body. Some kid died of a motorcycle accident.
That's the gory
That is pretty
character.
gory.
Gory face, gory shoulder, chest.
And the other guy's like, "Oh, we're too booked up in our spot. Can you take this one and handle it for us?" And
Just drops the body, it drives the body over in some van.
why not? And the mortuary person, noticed a antique aspirator.
She said it that way because I said, we got to remember the term for that thing, and she said it in my ear.
And the guy's like, "Yeah, it's kind of creepy because I guess he swore that he was killing his wife during the embalming, or something weird was going on.
Yeah, I don't
with it.
understand.
He didn't really describe it very
Yeah,
well.
killed the wife and embalmed her at the same time.
So,
So the
guy-
cursed item in this episode is the aspirator.
which is some kind of tool for air supply. I was trying to look it up online to Google what it actually was, but I didn't really get a clear description of it. Apparently, this cursed one takes a life and gives a life as normal.
As normal.
So,
Did it get charged up when the wife died? Was it
that's
charged?
what I'm thinking. I think it was already charged with the death.
Yeah.
Because
Upon
the guy's
arrival.
like, "Oh yeah, he killed his wife with it." I don't know what was
So
going on with it.
he
He was going to use the traditional method of embalming the motorcycle victim, but he's like, "Oh, let's see if this works."
Let's see if this antique works.
And you can take over.
Well, my star rating for this episode, just kidding. So then he uses the antique aspirator on this motorcycle victim, and sure enough, just like Reanimator or Bride of Reanimator or Beyond Reanimator, he comes to life, and he has this just blank stare when he
You
comes to
forgot
life.
to mention the gore.
Oh yeah, there's this shot that I had to rewind because I had to see it again and show Beth, and where it's just like, it looked really pretty gory. It was a really quick shot where he like stuffs it in his belly button or something, but pretty gory because the corpse is already gory, then this penetration on screen on TV, pretty gory, but
It was only like a split second, so you'd
Split
almost have to freeze frame it to see the actual details.
penetration, but it was pretty gory. I was like, all right. And of course he comes back to life, and like I say,
Oh, and the
just blank.
fiance walks in as the body of the motorcycle victim comes back to life, screaming like he was reliving how he
Oh,
died.
the guy,
The fiance
the male fiance
of
of
the
Miss Model
of
chick who's
yeah,
dead.
in the beginning.
Yeah, so he comes in and witnesses,
The
and
reanimation.
he like goes running out of there, and like, oh my god. Oh, we should also mention that this is the first episode of season 3 without Johnny, which I don't mind.
Johnny was visiting relatives for the weekend.
I don't mind no Johnny. This fiance dude kind of was a Johnny replacement. He almost would have been a better Johnny, honestly.
Well, too bad he didn't live.
The actor probably did, but anyway.
Okay.
Maybe we should speed things up. So
Yeah.
basically, what happens is take it from here.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, you forgot too? Okay.
No, I didn't forget. So, fiance is dead set on catching the mortuary guy in the act, and like he swears up and down that he brought this kid back to life. Mickey and Jack go to the mortuary and witness the dead body.
How come he goes to Curious Goods to talk to them? I can't remember. Did he meet them already? Oh, I can't remember that. Because remember, doesn't he? Yeah, he goes to Curious Goods then.
No, someone at Curious Goods, they were throwing a party, the antique party, and the police commissioner and his wife, who owned a antique store with the largest amount of porcelain, the police now commissioner goes up to Jack and says, yeah, I heard a doozy of a story about a mortician who swore a body came to life on his table. And they investigated, and that's when they went to the mortuary, saw the grieving husband who apparently saw everything go down.
Oh.
And that's kind of how the investigation started. But when Jack and Mickey got there, he had already reversed the transaction.
Guy.
So he reanimated him on accident, and he's like, "Oh, okay." So he's like, "Sorry, your time isn't." Well, you can't really. He didn't want a guy. He wants a girl. So he's thinking, "Oh." He remembered. Oh, so the guy killed his wife. Oh. Can I say "oh" again? So the instrument killed the other guy's wife, and he inserted into the young boy, which gave him back life, and he's like, oh, if you take a life, you can get a life back. So he's like, sorry, son, you can go back to wherever you were, takes the aspirator and sucks the life back out of him, because he had the fiancée in mind to become his new love toy.
The dead fiancée, so... he was admiring her beauty even before this life.
And it would have worked had she stayed in bed, because he reanimated her, brought her up to his little apartment in the mortuary. It's kind of all one
I
place
don't understand why the motorcycle accident guy was just...
He was test.
No expression, no talk, no nothing, but then
they
the
all
model...
come back. No
Does
expression.
it takes him a while to start talking? Okay.
Yeah, it took her. Well,
so
he
anyway,
didn't think she'd even talk.
To make a long story not as long, he brings the model chick, who's probably really tall, back to... she's like taller than everyone else in the episode if she's standing next to someone. Back to life, and it's really kind of creepy. I bet the actor guy didn't mind that part, because he's always gets to kissy smoochy on her face and stuff.
Yeah,
so,
butter negligee.
Yeah, I got you some see-through negligee.
Okay, we're at 9 minutes.
Yeah, if we go over 13, it's fine. So it's kind of a blur. I mean, it's like a lot of back and forth, you know.
Well, the fiancé finds out that the guy finds out that his lady love fiancé got brought back to life, gets freaked out, tells Jack and
they don't
Mickey.
Believe.
Well, no, because they're like, Mickey's like, maybe there's something to it. Jack looks in the manifest and finds the aspirator that was sold to the original caretaker of the mortuary, which is what they showed his name at, who probably got it pushed back and forth between the two buildings. And then the main mortuary person, the main person of the story got his hands on it and was playing life and death with it, trying to find his perfect bride, because the one girl had her memories as soon as he heard Steve, which is the fiance's name, voice. She's like, oh, I remember, and like memories actually come back, and he's like, oh, I waited too soon. So he goes back in his logs and finds a death from 2 years ago. She wasn't embalmed very well, but oh, I can fix that because, you know, whatever, cosmetics. And then he's holding Mickey as a possible, I'll embalm you better so you can hold for a few years. So when I'm done with this play toy, you can be my new play toy.
And I gotta mention how there's one shot where she's strapped down, and there's a big strap under her bosoms, and then a smaller one on top, and it's just like the bosoms
are squished, and the poor things are probably in pain.
Oh my God! Anyway, I had to rewind that to show Beth.
Exactly.
It's just like, talk about.
So Jack comes to save Mickey in the nick of time, and there's a fight, and the mortuary guy gets knocked down the stairs. Did we mention
that he brings this two-year-old dead corpse to life, and she's just blah, but we've already kind of said the first 24 hours, maybe they don't say anything.
Yeah. Maybe the longer they're dead, the more time they get reanimated. I don't know.
So should we wrap up? Basically,
I was trying to.
So was I. So basically, the kill count is really difficult in this. And the first death is basically him killing the dead motorcycle kid he brought back to life after he brings him back to life. So that's kind of a goofy kill. Let me put this battery standing up as well. So there's only really two. I don't even remember what the two kills were. Do you?
Well, the first kill was an off-screen kill. An off-screen kill
the wife?
To charge up the aspirator.
Well, we didn't.
Brought the motorcycle kid back to life, took him away, so that's a life and death from the aspirator.
I can't remember.
Then he brought back the model chick, that's the second life, but she ends up dying at the end in a fire.
But that's these two.
He kills the fiancée.
Oh, the
with
male
the
guy?
aspirator.
Okay, that must be one of them. What's the other one? That doesn't matter.
And he dies.
Oh, okay. So
because
the bad
he tumbled
down
the stairs and he got the aspirators in his belly button, but he pulls out the aspirator halfway through, runs into embalming fluid, which is highly flammable, and he's in the incineration room. So he hits the furnace and he's covered with he's covered with flammable things, and he ends up burning.
In flames. So
and the whole building is up in flames, and Mickey's trying to get the two reanimated women back out to their safety, and they just huddle together because they're already dead. They want to go back to wherever they were.
They're fine burning up. So there's the three of the deaths actually are deaths of reanimated people. So we didn't even know if they count, but we were counting them anyway. And I guess there's only two basically deaths of non-reanimated people.
Yeah, the mortuary person and the male fiance.
Male fiance and mortuary person. So
I mean, it was a really well love story. I would say that it's a pretty love story because at the end, Mickey puts the ring that the guy took off her finger on the grave. It's kind of a Crow thing.
I thought they were going to do the Carrie thing where the hand comes up and grabs the
They're dead and incinerated.
So I guess my star or thumb rating would be I can go a notch down from full thumb, I guess, on this one. The way it is, you wouldn't think I'd like it, but I appreciated the kind of sad undead love story, and it kept you interested or kept me interested as it went on.
I'm gonna give it a full thumbs up because it was just kind of kept you guessing, even though the deaths were a bit repetitive. I liked the love story.
She liked the love story.
And the way that they were reanimated was really kind of realistic. Like, if you've been dead, I mean, yeah, you're going to shoot up from rigor mortis, but the slow reanimation, the slowly the eyes going back from the blue death eye to the regular seeing eye, and the memory coming back, that was really nicely done.
I enjoyed the maniacal nature of this lonely embalmer guy.
He just wanted a chick to fuck.
At the end, Gee, thanks. Towards the end, he was just all maniacal and saying funny things, I think, he was
He
all
just went
maniacal.
insane.
Yeah, so
He was just lonely.
I enjoyed him. So
So now we're gonna go. What's the next? It would be
The-
episode 13. Is gonna be. Is this a new disc?
we're gonna be starting a new disc now.
Midnight Rider.
Midnight Riders.
Or Riders.
A
Ooh.
cursed motorcycle.
That's what I was just thinking.
Bull. So maybe this is an Easy Rider kind of an episode. Cursed motorcycle.
I'm gonna say cursed car, cursed vehicle, like.
Cursed vehicle's
Christine.
pretty.
Midnight Riders. So-
Two people can be on a motorcycle.
Two people can be in a car.
Okay, well, we're gonna end and go fight. So
All right. Thanks for listening.
thanks for listening.
Till next time.
Till next time.